Yeah, we were lucky, and anyone who knew Darcy at all knew about her warm smile and her friendly demeanor.
Yeah, and seeing her every day in the newsroom, it was really, I think, easy to forget the path that she took to get to WCCO.
Yeah, John's here with more on that. It wasn't easy. She worked hard.
Right, yeah, she had quite the journey in life and quite the journey to become a reporter here at WCCO. And today we had a chance to talk with some people who truly were inspired by Darcy, the reporter.
Steve Quinn is a driving instructor for the Courage Center in Golden Valley, and he will never forget a student he had in the early 90s who, despite suffering an injury that left her paralyzed, was very determined to get back on the road.
She reached up and grabbed me by the shoulders and pulled me close right in my face and said, "I will drive again, won't I?"
The student, of course, was Darcy Pohland, and weeks later she passed her driver's test with flying colors.
Many of us in wheelchairs need that additional 8 feet of parking space.
It was that can-do attitude that made Darcy a trailblazer, and despite her disability, WCCO managers never hesitated to make her a field reporter. Her winning smile helped win them over.
It was her way of saying, look, we're just lucky to be here. We have a great opportunity to do good work, and let's have fun doing it and do it in a professional way.
I think in the disability community, we really, we just want to be able to work and do our jobs, and the disability is secondary. And I think for a lot of people that she was the role model for that.
She was also a role model for having a good time. These are pictures taken of Darcy a few summers ago when she went tubing for the first time since her accident. Photographers who worked with her will tell you the only thing that could stop her was about 6 inches of snow.
It really impedes my life, and it's hard enough as it is.
And if that or anything else got in her way, she would kindly let you know.
We'd go to a restaurant that she couldn't get in because the door, there were steps and she couldn't get in, or the tables were too high. She let the owners know.
And really speaking of that can-do attitude, my first day here live on air was the bridge collapse.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to give Darcy a ride to the live show we were going to. We're both going live from HCMC, just on the road, Hennepin County Medical Center. And I'm nervous because we just got a few minutes to get there. I'm like, we may not make it in time. And she's so calm, cool, and collected. And she's like, we'll get there. We'll get there. And we did. And we made it, and it was just like, she was so even keel at times. She could just calm you down like that, and you learned a lot from her as a young reporter, coming up, and you learned a lot from Darcy. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that story. That was great. That was wonderful.
It was nice to share. Yep, thanks.
All of us just absolutely loved Darcy's fun spirit and her really fun sense of humor.
Yeah, and that definitely came through in her TV reports. And we'll look back on some of our favorite Darcy on-camera moments. But first, former WCCO News Director Ted Canova remembers Darcy.
She had such a soft spot interpersonally. But when the journalism hat was put on, she was a tiger. And she would come back with stories that we didn't think anybody in the newsroom could get.
She taught me that I could overcome. If she can overcome the way she did and with the attitude that she has, she's a testimony to a lot of people. We tend to see our shortcomings preventing us, and she never did.
That's Steve Williams from Bobby and Steve's Aldo World, where Darcy was a very frequent customer. As you could probably tell already, Darcy was a very hard-working person and dedicated to her job.
Yeah, and she had that special gift that followed her everywhere she went. Take a look.
Here with my gopher pom-pom, I have my gopher noisemaker right here, and of course my stylish gopher boa. Add to that the money spent by Minnesota spectators, and the economic impact is impressive.
I'm pretty excited for the season. I think the Vikings will do pretty good and make the playoffs.
It seems like T-Jack is very anxious to win that starting quarterback job. Some of the fans that I talked to out here. Do I look stupid with this hat on?
No, you look good.
And just so your pooch doesn't miss that stick its head out the window feel, it gets its own personal fan. Now is this hard?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all warm.
Now it's hot. Imagine when I fold it.
January is actually the snowiest month here, but with this snowfall, we have tripled the amount that we got all last month. With that knowledge and these wheels, I decided probably the best place to do my live report was right out the back door on the WCCO Weather Plaza. Am I cheating?
And we will continue to share our favorite memories of Darcy in a few moments.
Kimberly wrote us to say, I'd like to extend my sympathy to Darcy's family, friends, and coworkers. Darcy was an amazing person. Her spirit and determination were an inspiration to everyone around her. I was lucky to be one of her roommates at the Delta Gamma sorority at the University of Minnesota. She will be greatly missed.
You see it on TV all the time. CCO's Darcy Pohland is a big-time Minnesota sports fan. It's a passion she's had since her days in the marching band at Henry Sibley High School in Mendota Heights.
Oh, it's great fun. I mean, we work all week long. We worked all week long on routines. And then we'd go and do the pre-show, and then we'd sit in the stands and we'd play and then get back on the field for halftime. So we were a big part of the festivities, and we were a big part of getting the crowd going. And obviously, we really felt like part of the team.
And she'd cheer like one of the team, too.
Yeah. Henry Sibley lost a great alum today, boy. And,
they did.
We just kind of keep getting through this, but tonight, as we'll allude to here, we're going to have a special sports rally tribute to Darcy as well. And she'd be a little bit concerned today because her Vikings lost a pretty good player.
She would definitely have an opinion about the trade.
She would have an opinion about this.
And she would tell all of us about it, whether we asked her or not.
As we walked by, she'd grab you just for 1 second just to find out what you thought or what they might do next.
Well, this is certainly appropriate. As a tribute to the ultimate Viking fan, we want to leave you with a song that Darcy loved and sang in the newsroom.